Hey, it's Tom
And Mike.
from Take Time to Travel. While we've been living in Montreal for the last 6 months, we've had a great opportunity to explore this amazing city. One of our favorite neighborhoods in the city is Old Montreal. Its bustling streets are lined with many shops, boutiques, patios, and of course, lots of beautifully preserved historic buildings, which look stunning inside and out.
In this video, we made a travel guide where we're going to take you on a tour of Old Montreal through its beautiful cobblestone streets and show you some of our absolute favorite restaurants, as well as some of Old Montreal's top things to do. So let's go and check it out.
We'll start our tour of Old Montreal over by one of its most popular streets, Rue Notre Dame. It's lined with lots of cool restaurants, patios, salons, spas, and even some art galleries, all located within handsome and historic buildings. Rue Notre Dame can get pretty busy with all of the tourists coming to see the street's main attraction, the Notre Dame Basilica of Montreal. Right in front of Notre Dame is Place d'Armes, which has this beautiful fountain in the middle that was built in 1895 as a monument to one of Montreal's founders and is surrounded by the Quebec Bank building, the Aldred building, and of course the Notre Dame Basilica of Montreal.
It's a great spot for selfies, to make a wish in the fountain, to people watch, and in the summer, you can usually find some local musicians playing, like these talented musicians here. While at Place d'Armes, you should also make sure to check out the Notre Dame Basilica, which was actually the first Gothic Revival-style church in Canada, and looks absolutely stunning inside. If you get a chance, make sure to check out the Aura experience at Notre Dame Basilica, which plays a beautiful light show with music over the stunning architecture of the basilica. It's a short but lovely experience that looks much better in person than on camera. Or you can just enjoy the ornate and intricate detail of the interior of the basilica. Wow, stunning! But let's keep going and check out some more of Old Montreal.
Right across from Notre Dame Basilica, on the other side of Place d'Armes, is Rue Saint-Jacques, which is lined with lots of beautiful old bank buildings, theaters, and hotels. In our opinion, Rue Saint-Jacques has some of the best examples of architecture in Old Montreal. Did you know at one time, the Molson family used to have a bank in this charming building here? We could make a whole video on the beautiful and ornate buildings on Rue Saint-Jacques, but let's keep going and get some food. Located just down the street in this ostentatious building, Crew Collective and Cafe is the first place of many that we'll stop at for a bite to eat. This absolutely massive entryway takes you inside to probably the most ornate and over-the-top cafe that I've ever seen. As soon as you walk through the revolving doors and into the building's lobby, you notice the scale of the place and the exquisite painted moldings above. We made our way across the lobby, up the stairs, and over to the hostess desk. Crew Collective and Cafe is located in the main banking hall of the former Royal Bank of Canada building and is now a trendy workspace and cafe where you can rent out co-working space and meeting rooms, or just grab a coffee and a bite to eat, all underneath this stunning coffered ceiling intricately designed with wood gilding and plaster by the Italian master Angelo Magnanti. What a grand cafe!
Since it was pretty busy, Tom held us a spot while I got in line to order us some food. Tom started with a drip coffee, which hit the spot nicely. When the buzzer started to go off, I got up and walked over to pick up our food from the counter. Then, I brought the food back to the table to enjoy. Tom had the smoked salmon bagel with a toasted sesame Fairmount bagel, cream cheese, capers, and pickled shallots. And I had the super green farro salad with kale, snow peas, edamame, roasted broccoli, apples, seasonal vegetables, and pumpkin seeds with a lemon and shallot dressing. I really enjoyed the healthy farro salad. It was a nice change. And Tom really enjoyed his smoked salmon bagel. Very tasty.
But let's keep going and explore some more of what Old Montreal has to offer. While in Old Montreal, make sure to check out the walking street Rue St. Paul. It's the perfect place to take a leisurely stroll and take in the centuries-old architecture of the neighborhood. Rue St. Paul is lined with lots of restaurants, patios, shops, boutiques, souvenir shops, and more. And it takes you over to the next place you have to check out, Place Jacques-Cartier. Place Jacques-Cartier is a popular square in Old Montreal, which is filled with buskers, musicians, and a variety of different artists, some of which are selling art from kiosks like these here. Place Jacques-Cartier was named after the explorer Jacques Cartier, who claimed Canada for France in the 16th century. It's now lined with lots of great restaurants and patios, and you can also get some cool caricatures done too, at one of the many tents set up here. What a beautiful place for a walk on a nice summer day. And at night, just off of Place Jacques-Cartier, you can also see some videos projected on the side of this stone building. I think this one's about the revolt of the beavers. But let's head over and try our favorite patio in Montreal. Jardin Nelson is located on Place Jacques-Cartier and always has a line out front.
After we made it through the line, we walked through this passageway over to their hostess desk, where we waited for someone to take us to our table. A few seconds later, someone came along and took us through Jardin Nelson's lush green patio oasis, past all the happy patrons and the beautiful stone walls, over to our table, where we got front row seats to see the live jazz music. We sat down and took in all of the gorgeous scenery. Even though we've been here a bunch of times, we keep on coming back here again and again. It's so nice to listen to the live jazz music with a nice cold Boreal beer in hand. Cheers. To eat, I had the beef tartare with a quail egg and a side of fries. Tom had the salmon poke bowl with avocado, edamame, cucumber, vegetables, rice, and kimchi. As always, Tom really enjoyed the poke bowl, and we would definitely recommend it. I also really liked the beef tartare with the quail egg. After I tipped the egg out of its shell and mixed it in with my fork, I scooped some beef tartare onto the toast and enjoyed. Very tasty. After that lovely meal at Jardin Nelson, it's time to head out and check out some more of Old Montreal.
Right across from Jardin Nelson and Place Jacques-Cartier is this beautiful flower-covered alleyway called Rue Saint-Aimable. Each end of the alleyway has these giant flower-adorned arches, which are a great spot for your Instagram pictures. Let's go and check it out. Rue Saint-Aimable also has a few little restaurants and souvenir shops along its length, making for quite a picturesque little alleyway. With the beautiful stone buildings and the vibrant red flower decorations, it almost feels like you've left Canada and are now walking along a narrow European street. Wow, very pretty from every angle that you look at it.
But let's keep going, back over to Rue St. Paul to try some more of Old Montreal's amazing food. Viewport Steakhouse is another great restaurant with a lovely patio surrounded by stone walls and lots of greenery. We came here to try the Montreal à table 3-course meal deal. And we were lucky enough to get this great table right at the front of the steakhouse, which gave great views all the way around. I started with the Quebec lobster bisque, and Tom started with the salmon tartare. Both were $3 extra. The lobster bisque was delicious and was loaded with chunks of lobster. For the main course, I had the center-cut 6-ounce filet mignon with roasted garlic mashed potatoes and veg. Tom had the grilled salmon fillet with wild rice and veg. The salmon tasted excellent, as did the filet mignon. For dessert, I had the cheesecake with Quebec strawberry coulis. And Tom had the layered dark and white chocolate mousse cake. Both were included with the Montreal à table meal. We really enjoyed our tasty 3-course meal at Viewport Steakhouse and would highly recommend it. If you're looking for a nice patio for people watching along Rue St. Paul, then there are lots of options to choose from. We decided to try Crêperie chez Suzette, which has this nice little patio that is perfect for people watching. We sat down at a nice little 2-seater at the edge of the patio and ordered the Nutella banana crepe, which came with whipped cream and ice cream, as well as the chocolate fondue for 2, which came with crepes, assorted fruit, and marshmallows. We thought that the presentation of the fondue could have been better, and it tasted just alright. But it was a cool experience to have fondue and people watch on Rue St. Paul. We felt the same way about the banana and Nutella crepe.
If you keep walking along Rue St. Paul, you will see some more beautiful buildings filled with art galleries lining the streets. But let's keep going and try some more food. If you're looking for some cheap food options, then Old Montreal has some of that too. Make sure to check out Slice and Soda. They serve huge and delicious slices of pizza. Inside is funky, fun, and full of character. There's a pinball machine, neon lights, hanging plants, and of course some tasty pizza. Let's get in line, have a look at the menu, and the pizzas to help us decide what to order.
I ordered the bocconcini pizza slice with cherry tomatoes. And Tom had the carnivore pizza slice with pretty much every kind of meat on it. It had bacon, ham, sausage, and calabrese salami, covering the huge slice of thin crust, which tasted phenomenal. And for dessert, we shared one of their cookies. I think it was called caramel or something. I don't know, I forget. But it tasted amazing with a soft melt-in-your-mouth cookie dough-like texture.
If you're looking for fine dining options, Old Montreal has that too. One of our favorite restaurants in Montreal is called Restaurant Bonaparte. It's located inside Hotel Bonaparte and serves gourmet French cuisine. Let's head inside and check it out. Love the ornate moldings and the chandelier in the lobby of the hotel. We decided to try the 6-course tasting menu for $108 a person, with a couple of our friends who came to visit Montreal from Toronto. It didn't take long for the restaurant to fill up. Love the atmosphere here with the cozy fireplace, the panel moldings on the walls, and the backlit wine rack. Very nice.
It was also nice that each menu came with a wax seal stamp on it. There were other options, but Tom and I ordered the same things from the tasting menu. We started with the lobster bisque, followed by the duck foie gras creme brulee with sautéed apples on gingerbread toast. For the next course, we had the rabbit confit in a phyllo pastry with a red wine sauce, followed by pear and tarragon sorbet to clear our palate. For the main dish, we both had the lobster stew flavored with vanilla and muscat wine, which was one of the best dishes I have had in my entire life. Our friend tried the roasted rack of lamb and port wine jus, which was also very tasty. Then, for dessert, we had a macaron, some cheesecake, and some creme brulee.
After that lovely meal, it's time to head over to the Bon Secours Market to check it out. This neoclassical style building originally opened in 1847. Its uses over the years have ranged from a legislative assembly to city hall to a farmer's market. It's now been transformed into a multi-purpose facility with a mall that houses cafes, restaurants, and boutiques, as well as some municipal office space. In the summer, we were lucky enough to stumble across this street performer performing a choreographed dance on a rolling clothes hanger. Let's have a look at it now. I think that this performance had something to do with Cirque du Soleil, but I'm not 100% sure. It was incredible how she could do this performance on a moving clothes hanger. What a talented dancer. What do you think, Mike? Could you do that?
Not a chance.
After that lovely performance, we headed inside to check out the Bon Secours market.
Inside, there are lots of shops and boutiques selling all kinds of different products, from Inuit art to umbrellas, as well as all kinds of men's and women's clothing. You can even get these cool repelling man wall art sculptures. There's also the Notre Dame de Bon Secours Chapel, which was built in 1771, located right next door to the Bon Secours market. And just past the chapel, you can see some more beautiful old buildings lining the cobblestone streets. Very pretty.
If you want to learn some more about the history of Old Montreal, make sure to check out the Montreal Museum of Archaeology and History, which is located in this building here. The museum showcases some of the foundations of where Montreal was born centuries ago. As you walk through the exhibits, there are lots of artifacts on display to help you imagine what it was like in those times. In one of the exhibits, you can even walk through a centuries-old sewer system with some cool changing lighting. Don't worry, the bad smell is long gone, and it's no longer in use. Over in another exhibit, there are some more remains of the foundations from some buildings which used to be here hundreds of years ago. The neon lights and the narration help you to understand what different structures occupied this area over the centuries. There was an inn as well as a storehouse and other things over the years. Just across from the museum, on Rue de la Commune, there are lots of patios and beautiful old buildings. It's a great street to go for a leisurely stroll and to enjoy some of the fine examples of Montreal's old port architecture. Next, we're going to head over to Montreal's Old Port, where you can see just in the distance our next destination, the J'aime Montreal sign. Just kidding, Mike's going to take a ride on the Ferris wheel. That's too high for me.
I went over to get in line and buy my ticket, which cost $25.87 including tax. Then, it was time for me to head over to my own private car. The Ferris wheel, or La Grande Rue de Montréal, stands 60 meters or almost 200 feet tall, making it the largest observation wheel in Canada. Once you get to the top, you get spectacular panoramic views over the canal, the Old Port, downtown, Old Montreal, and you can even see a little bit of Montreal. Love the views of the St. Lawrence River from up here. It was a super nice experience getting to go around the Ferris wheel a few times and to take in all of the different vantage points. Over on this side, you can see the yacht club and the Jacques Cartier Bridge. After you finish the scenic Ferris wheel ride, you can hop off your car and explore some more of Montreal's Old Port, where there are lots of vendors set up in shipping containers selling all kinds of goods along the way. And behind, there's a kids' amusement zone with a high ropes course, bouncy castles, and zip lining. Well, we hope that our Old Montreal travel guide helped you to figure out what to do and where to get some delicious food on your trip to Old Montreal. If you enjoyed this video, please make sure to check out our other video on Montreal's Le Plateau, as well as our video on Montreal's Chinatown, where we try some of its amazing food. And also our video where we take a tour of Montreal's Lachine Canal and explore Atwater Market.
Well, as always, we really enjoyed making today's video, and we hope you enjoyed watching it too. If you did, we'd really appreciate it if you would like, subscribe, and hit the bell for notifications on our future videos. It really does help with the YouTube algorithm, and it helps our channel to grow.
And remember, take time to travel. Catch you on the next one.